She's goofy. She jokes around a lot. I don't know. Tiara was my best friend. She was my role model, per se. I always looked up to her.
It didn't matter how dark you felt. If she would smile, like, just a piece of you would smile.
I need you to look at these photos with me. Really look at them. Here's Tierra Williams, 21, beautiful, successful daycare owner. And here's her husband, Jeremy. Now, what do you see in these pictures? Because the comments on these photos tell a different story. People kept saying the same thing over and over. He looks unhappy.
Come take a picture with me. What are you doing?
Something's off about his eyes. You can tell he's uncomfortable. And on June 5th, 2022, those observations became tragically important when Tiara was found with multiple injuries in their Franklin, Kentucky home. So the question becomes, were there warning signs that everyone could see except Tiara? Before we get too deep, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you find value in these discussions.
I'm Jeremy Williams, and this is Mary Williams.
I'm Tierra Williams.
And welcome to T&J's Childcare.
Tiara Nikia Williams was born on August 23rd, 2000 in Lexington, Kentucky. She came from a really large family. Her parents, Terry Prince and Lakeisha McCrory, had 12 children in total. Tiara had 11 siblings, 7 sisters, and 4 brothers. This was a house that was never quiet, never empty. Her mother, Lakeisha, always said they were more than just mother and daughter. They were best friends. They talked every single day. That bond was something special, something that would make what happened even more heartbreaking for this family.
Me and my daughter had a relationship, not just a mom and daughter relationship, but we were friends, really close friends.
At Franklin Simpson High School, Tiara was that girl who did everything: cheerleading, dance team, track and field. She had this energy about her that just drew people in. But she wasn't just about the social activities. This girl was driven. At Harvester Warehouse Pentecostal Church in Franklin, Kentucky, Tiara was part of the praise and worship team. People still remember her voice filling that sanctuary every Sunday. She was actively serving her community, actively making a difference. Tiara met Jeremy in late 2017. She was 17, he was 25. Lots of people had strong feelings about that gap. Jeremy presented himself as someone who would support Tiara's dreams and ambitions. Friends who knew them during this early period said he seemed interested in her goals. He appeared to be the kind of man who would stand by her side as she built her empire. Their relationship moved really quickly. By September 2018, they were married. Tiara became Mrs. Williams at 18 years old, walking down that aisle with her whole life ahead of her. The wedding was beautiful. Family and friends came together to celebrate what looked like a perfect match. The photos from that day show a young woman who was absolutely glowing. Tiara believed she had found her person, her partner for life. After graduating high school in 2018, she enrolled in dental school. At 18 years old, while most people are trying to figure out what they want to do with their lives, Tiara already knew her path. She completed her dental certification in 2019. A 19-year-old with a professional degree is quite impressive. Instead of going into traditional dental practice, Tiara made a choice that showed exactly who she was as a person. She decided to open a daycare. You might wonder why someone with a dental degree would choose childcare, but this decision showed Tiara's heart. She genuinely loved working with children, and she saw a need in her community that she wanted to fill. This wasn't some small operation either. T&J's Daycare became the place parents wanted their kids to be. Tiara had waiting lists. Parents were literally competing to get their children into her program. Here's what Tiara herself said in one of her promotional videos. You can hear the excitement in her voice, the passion for what she was building. Tiara offered breakfast, lunch, and 2 snacks a day. She had separate rooms for infants, school-age kids, and preschoolers.
It's our first open house, and I'm super excited about it. We have a special guest coming. Can you guess who? Also, we have a whole bunch of different things planned. We give parents the opportunity to come in, ask questions. If you want to register your kid, you can. If you know anybody who might be interested, please share this video.
This was a full-scale professional operation that she built from scratch. For 3 years, Tiara turned T&J's Daycare into something Franklin, Kentucky had never seen before.
I'm Jeremy Williams, and this is Mary Williams.
I'm Tierra Williams.
And welcome to T&J's Childcare.
We're on the food program for Kentucky. We take Autobahn or CCAP vouchers. We offer lunch, breakfast, and 2 snacks a day. We have an infant room, a school age room, and a preschool age room. We are open Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Hi, baby.
Parents consistently praised her professionalism, her dedication, her ability to make every child feel special. She was creating jobs, serving families, making a real impact in her community at 21 years old. The first year of marriage seemed to work. Tiara was balancing her growing business with being a newlywed. She was still the same driven woman, still expanding T&J's Daycare, still taking care of everything. And from the outside, Jeremy appeared to be supportive. Then in August 2021, their daughter Amiri was born. Tiara fell in love with motherhood instantly. Her social media became filled with pictures of this beautiful baby girl. You could see the pure joy on Tiara's face in every single photo. She was managing a successful business and being a devoted mother to little Amiri. Both Jeremy and Tiara got tattoos of Amiri's name. This looked like a family that was thriving, a couple that was building something beautiful together. T&J's Daycare continued to flourish even after Amiri was born. Tiara was creating promotional videos that included Jeremy and baby Amiri. In one video, you can see all 3 of them together, and Tiara introduces them by saying,
I'm Jeremy Williams, and this is Mary Williams.
I'm Tierra Williams.
Notice something about that video? Tiara was including Jeremy in everything. The business, the promotional content, the success. She was bringing her family along with her as she achieved her dreams. She was trying to make sure everyone succeeded together. Parents who brought their children to T&J's consistently praised Tiara's approach. She understood that quality childcare was about much more than just watching kids. She was implementing educational programs, maintaining detailed records. From the outside looking in, the Williams family appeared perfect. Successful business, beautiful home, adorable baby daughter. Tiara's social media showed family outings, home-cooked meals, tender moments between Jeremy and Amiri. Everything looked like exactly what a young family should be. But if you look closely at those photos and videos, you might start to see what other people noticed. In photo after photo, while Tiara is beaming with genuine happiness, Jeremy's expression tells a different story. According to sources close to the couple, there were reportedly changes happening in Jeremy's behavior that weren't visible in those perfect social media posts. People who knew them personally alleged that Jeremy was struggling with jealousy and insecurity about Tiara's success. Here's what makes this even more tragic. Tiara was reportedly trying to include Jeremy in everything she did. She wasn't leaving him behind or making him feel less important. She was actively working to make him part of her success story. Sources suggest that Jeremy began questioning Tiara's daily activities, expressing concerns about her interactions with parents at the daycare, showing discomfort with her growing independence and the recognition she was receiving in the community. Friends reportedly noticed changes in Tiara's typically vibrant personality when Jeremy was around. Her usual confident smile would reportedly dim, and she became more reserved in social settings where both of them were present. The woman who had built a thriving business, who was raising a beautiful daughter, who was trying to lift up everyone around her, was allegedly starting to walk on eggshells in her own marriage. We're talking about subtle changes at first, the kind of changes that might not seem like a big deal to someone living through them day by day. Jeremy allegedly started making comments about Tiara's work schedule. Now remember, she was running a daycare that operates Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. That means early mornings, late evenings, constant communication with parents. Jeremy reportedly began questioning why she needed to work such long hours, despite knowing these hours were essential for her business to succeed. People who knew them well say Jeremy allegedly became uncomfortable when others praised Tiara's achievements. You know that feeling when someone can't just be happy for your success, when they make it about themselves somehow? Sources suggest that's what was happening here. People kept noticing something when they watched their social media. And this goes back to those photos we talked about. While Tiara was genuinely excited about every milestone, every achievement, every new client at T&J's daycare, Jeremy's body language reportedly told a different story. One source close to the situation described that instead of celebrating his wife's accomplishments, Jeremy allegedly began viewing her success as a threat to his role in their relationship. Rather than being inspired by what she was building, he reportedly felt diminished by it. Here's Tiara, actively including Jeremy in her business videos, trying to make him part of everything she was achieving. But that inclusion wasn't enough. Jeremy allegedly began questioning Tiara about her professional interactions with fathers at the daycare, despite these concerns having no real basis. This controlling behavior reportedly caused Tiara's confident personality to become more reserved and cautious when Jeremy was present. Rather than recognizing these as warning signs, Tiara allegedly rationalized Jeremy's behavior as protective concern for her safety, making excuses for his increasingly intrusive questions about her work relationships. Sunday, June 5th, 2022. At 6:30 in the morning on what should have been a peaceful Sunday morning, neighbors were jolted awake by alarming sounds. Several people immediately called 911. When police arrived at the Williams residence, they found 21-year-old Tierra Williams inside her home with serious injuries and was pronounced gone at the scene. Jeremy Williams was nowhere to be found. He had already fled in his vehicle. Law enforcement immediately launched a search for Jeremy. They issued alerts, mobilized resources, and began tracking his movements. Their search led them to Interstate 65, near mile marker 23. Inside Jeremy's vehicle, he was found unresponsive. In the span of a few hours on a Sunday morning, 10-month-old Amiri Williams had lost both of her parents. The news of what happened to Tiara and Jeremy left shock in Franklin, Kentucky. This was a community that had watched Tiara build T&J's daycare from the ground up. Parents who had trusted her with their children, church members who had heard her voice in the praise and worship team, neighbors who had seen this young family apparently thriving. People couldn't understand how someone with so much promise, so much success, so much love around her could have her life cut short by the person who was supposed to protect her. According to sources, the situation escalated in the early months of 2022. Jeremy's reportedly jealous episodes became more frequent. He allegedly began what people described as regular rants about Tiara's interactions with other men, her success, his fears that she might leave him for someone else. According to reports, Tiara never gave Jeremy any reason to feel threatened. She allegedly went out of her way to reassure him, to include him, to show him that her success was meant to benefit their whole family. People who knew Tiara say she would constantly tell Jeremy how much she loved him, how important he was to her, how she wanted to build their future together. But no amount of reassurance was enough to quiet Jeremy's insecurities. The contrast between what people saw on social media and what was reportedly happening in private became more stark as time went on. If you really look at Jeremy, you can see what people were picking up on. There was a distance in his eyes. It's like he was there physically, but not emotionally present. People noted that they could see resentment, jealousy, and a man who felt out of place. The tragic irony is that Tiara had created exactly the kind of life most people dream of. A successful business, doing work she loved. a beautiful daughter, financial security, respect in her community. But the one person who should have been most proud of her accomplishments was allegedly the one making her question whether she deserved any of it. People who cared about Tiara say they watched her gradually change over the months leading up to June 2022. The woman who used to speak confidently about her goals and dreams allegedly became more hesitant, more careful about expressing excitement over her achievements. But perhaps the most heartbreaking impact was on Tiara's large, close-knit family. Her mother, Lakeisha McCrory, who had talked to her daughter every single day, who had called Tiara not just her daughter, but her best friend, was now facing an unimaginable loss. Tiara's father, Terry Prince, who had been so proud of his daughter's independence and achievements, had to come to terms with the fact that those very achievements had allegedly become a source of conflict that contributed to this tragedy. The responsibility of caring for baby Amiri fell to Tiara's family. They made a vow to keep Tiara's memory alive for this little girl, who would now grow up without her mother. Tierra Williams' story represents both inspiration and caution. I hope these stories help you recognize warning signs and encourage you to seek help or offer support before it's too late. I'll see you in the next episode of Crime of Passion. Thank you for watching.
We got some hookies from the style, S to the T, A, double R-K, to the E-I, S-A-J, and I don't play, do it my way, pick up what I'm still doing moves, I be not safe, yeah, I said I'm pregnant, get the child support and pay my rent, your opinion is irrelevant, cause I'm a baby mama, I can do just what I want, turn up.
She's a baby mama, she gon' do that baby mama,
Work.
she gon' put it on you, she gon' do that baby mama, drop
Drop it down, drop it down, down, lock, drop it down, drop it down, down, lock, drop it down, drop it down, down, lock, do the baby mama wanna step out and flop. Baby bottle, I need that baby bottle. Baby daddy don't, bet I hope he hit the lotto. Yeah, my belly big, but I'm looking like a model. See me in the club and I'm going full throttle. Fuck right, fuck left, fuck it right, cause I'm not a brat. Yeah, I said I'm pregnant, get the child support and pay my rent, your opinion is irrelevant, cause I'm a baby mama, I can do just what I wanna work.
She's a baby mama, she gon' do that baby mama,
Work.
she gon' put it on you, she gon' do that baby mama, drop
Drop it down, down, lock, drop it down, down, lock, drop it down, down, lock, do the baby mama.